We've all heard of utilizing artificial intelligence to cheat on our homework. It's a tried and true method that dates all the way back to just couple years ago, because prior to this nobody had fucking AI. So yeah, hey, there's new strategy out, new meta, and I suggest you kids look into it because it's got all the bots raging. The main blurb from that article that I'm sharing with you today is that not only are researchers and PhD graduates alike beginning to utilize AI agents, AI tooling, and then just generalized AI prompting to supplement their dissertations, their research papers, and their scientific notaries, but we're beginning to see artificial intelligence creep into every single nook and cranny of academia at large. And this obviously brings a whole lot of, my favorite term, existential crisis into scope and into the perceptive comprehension of those who are in charge. Speaking on it personally, however, I can tell you that it's been really, really interesting to go back to school right here, right now, in this very era, in this very time, right when the new calculator has shown up on the block. The thing about it is we've come to a point now, at least here at Portland State, where most of the faculty, most of the staff, most of the professors are kind of just over it. They're kind of just done even talking about it, even considering it. And a lot of them are basically trying to figure out ways of actually bringing the technology fully on board. They recognize that it's not really going anywhere, and that trying to ban and suspend people for utilizing it is, well, troublesome at best. But even with all that being said, it's no walk in the park either. There have already been several scientific studies, scientific surveys, and different varying market research groups, if you will, that have shown that just full spread abuse and hardcore use of artificial intelligence in every single bit and aspect of one's day-to-day actually actively detracts your brain growth. It literally makes you stupider in real time. So it's a double-edged sword. That's what that means. You can use it, and it is powerful, and it brings a whole new level to the game. But there's a cost associated with it. And are you willing and able to pay that price? Thinking back to my own personal use and the way that I've had to learn to balance and utilize it without abusing it and crutching on it entirely, as I've been going back to school over these last couple of years, is that it's very easy. It's very, very, very easy to simply take all the exam questions, all the quiz questions, all the homework questions, and just prompt and prompt and prompt and prompt and prompt away. And it's at 7.2 amperes, and it's at 3.4 plus carry the 6 into the minus with the 7. It's very, very easy to do that. And it's very, very mindless to do that. You are effectively just turning yourself into a copier. And I think that's where the deadening of the brain cells happens, if you will. I think it's an autopilot. And when you flip the autopilot on, man, it's great. You just lean back and you're just cruising along and you're just not bothered, not a care in the world. This thing shuts off immediately, but that's the problem. And therein lies the reason why you start suffering detriments. Because you're kicking back and not actually being active. And so, one of the best ways I have found to combat this, to keep myself engaged, is to always, always, always dig deeper than the first prompt. So the discussion for today is yet again a pretty personal one. How do you combat the deadening of your brain cells? How do you utilize a brand new tool, something that absolutely streamlines the process, takes away so much pain and so much extra effort and work? But how do you keep that advantage from turning into a disadvantage itself? How do you manage to balance cost versus capability? How do you manage to utilize efficiency that seems freely given? If this thing is saving me so much effort and so much time, well, in what other ways can I go about applying that effort and that efficiency still? Because the simple truth, obviously, is that there is no free lunch, folks. And if we start taking our lunches for free, well, eventually somebody's going to have to pay. And it could be us, but it could be somebody else too. And how do you wrestle with that notion? I know, speaking as a millennial, a lot of my constituents like to moan and groan about how the boomers sure seem to have accrued a lot of debt in their day, and they seem to have passed it all on to us and the Zoomers. Interesting. Interesting how we've spent years complaining about that, and now here we are about to do it with our own AI twist. Well, other than that, happy Thursday. I gotta get out and enjoy this beautiful weather. This is a blessing. Look at this. Woo. Have a good one, folks. I'll see you soon.